Hi
Fuck,
everybody,
the
I'm
frame
Shane.
rate just chugged.
Hi everybody, I'm Frame Rate. I feel sorry for the other people that have tuned in to see our
it just stabilized.
clusterfuck.
It just stabilized.
Excellent, let's do it.
Well, I'm sure it's not just waiting for us to start recording again. I'm sure that's not going to happen, and at no time in the next hour will your frame rate once again tank.
Yeah, no, actually, this is really patchy. It's like going easy and then it's not again.
Fantastic.
Yeah, fuck it. This is completely unplayable.
Hi everybody, I'm Shame Rate.
Oh shit, my computer's overheating. Let me turn on the fan. Hang on.
That's
Do you want me to
probably
do
why your
this?
frame rate is. That's probably why your frame rate tanked. Your laptop's trying to keep itself from melting.
I could see if I could do something. I mean, I have a machine with plenty of hard drive space and games.
Okay.
Can we, wait. Can we stop for a second?
Sure.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to stop on this level. I just want to make sure I was in fact recording all of that with fraps.
Yes.
Let me get some ice cream. I'll be back.
Oh, can you get me tea?
Yeah.
Thanks.
I do not think it recorded.
Well, I got all the audio from it.
I hate everything.
God, it's like season 1 of spoiler warning again.
Yep.
I've never
I
done it
miss these
before. I'm
days.
sorry.
Hi everybody, I'm Seamus.
I'm Josh.
I'm Ritzcon.
And I may or may not be Chris.
So, this has been fun. So after Rutskarn's computer caught fire and started a forest fire.
It's California. Coughing too hard in the direction of a lighter will cause a forest fire.
Oh, are you actually back in California? I thought you were still in North Carolina.
Yes, I'm in California.
Wait, you came here and you
cool.
didn't visit me?
I didn't actually go to North Carolina. Josh is smoking the wacky tobacco. Anyway, we've had a bunch of failed episodes. So, here we are.
Yeah.
I am new to first-person action
Then
games.
we literally ran out of ideas, and we started doing Modern Warfare 3, and then we recorded an entire episode.
Because-
and then that got
when you run out of Because when you run out of ideas, there's no better game to review than the game that comes from the company that ran out of ideas.
Yes. Go on, start the game, Chris.
No, seriously, we're not joking. You should do it.
I did.
Okay. So, here we go. Modern Warfare Battles, Soldier Man, Men of Honor 3.
Had created a war, but only we knew the truth.
Okay, I'm gonna skip this because it's boring and the Earth just gets blown up, and suffice it to say, Russia has invaded New York because of a lot of stupid crap.
Yeah, I know. Russia has always wanted to invade New York. That's pretty much the linchpin of everything. Once they get all the delis, and once they get the Statue of Liberty, and the ethnic neighborhoods, then they'll just own the world. Because that's the key to the whole world.
It's also the most logical
Yeah,
place
so-
to invade.
I played Modern Warfare 1, and I don't remember the Earth being made of glass.
I would think the most logical place to invade would be like someplace important for leading or something, you know, like Washington DC or what have you.
Yeah.
Like one of
Well,
those
hey, look, it's
kind of
priced.
places.
It's that one dude that's the only guy that sticks around from all the other games except soap. And nobody
New
cares
York
about
is
soap.
highly visible, but it's not really an important important strategic objective. It's kind of like if somebody who had a vendetta against, like, the CIA or Scientology or something just did a DDoS of their public website instead of actual... Oh, wait. People do that all the time.
Are you saying that Russia is actually anonymous?
I'm saying that Russia is literally anonymous, yes.
Wow.
Oh my god, it's
That
Modern
makes-
Warfare 3!
Actually, that doesn't even make any sense at all.
It was Modern Warfare 3 a second ago.
Oh, I thought that was World of Warcraft 3.
I thought it was Waterworld 3, and I thought we were in for some serious hurt.
Oh, man, I want to play a fucking Waterworld game. That setting never got a chance, man.
So,
It's a rich mythos!
this is a video game that a lot of people love to hate. Well, this video game series and this part
Let's
of the
be honest,
series
this video game template,
Yeah.
what this video game represents, a lot of people like to hate, and I would consider myself half in, half out.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of people, a lot of journalists, a lot of people on forums, you know, you see this sentiment kind of everywhere that this sort of extremely movie-derived, sort of really super focused and super hands-off sort of game where you don't really have
game with
any
a
control
tight
over
leash.
what happens aside from I failed at this particular challenge that they set me up to do here and now I'm 10 seconds before I failed. There's a lot of people who say that video games as a medium, like these games shouldn't exist, and I'm not really sure I agree with that. I think that there's room for these kinds of games.
A lot of it is sour grapes. I mean,
Yeah.
in the late 90s, early 2000s, we started getting games with all these choices, a lot of openness, your Deus Exes, your System Shock 2, your Thief, and this was where a lot of us wanted to go. And then all of a sudden games turned into, well, this experience with a really short leash.
Having fun there,
Where you-
Camster.
where you can't do very much except what the game exactly tells you to do, and these are more popular than the games that we were playing. And that kind of stings.
I can definitely
Yeah.
understand that. I mean, I certainly, it's not like I've never felt like that before. But
Right.
you know, video games, I think, as a medium, are large enough to support both things. I mean, just look at Skyrim.
Sure.
Skyrim is hardly as leashed as this game is in terms of what you can do. In fact, it pretty much encourages you to just go off the rails and just do stupid shit.
It's not like you're picking, like,
And watch
which...
your dragons fly backward.
Honestly, like, when you say, I want the industry to support X more, I want the industry to support Y more, you're not really drastically changing the number of classic, excellent games that will get published in that vein. Like, for the sake of example, let's say Black Ops is a perfect, like, example of what the Modern Warfare type gamer wants to play. So, in this current economy, we get Black Ops, and we get, like, 100 shitty knockoffs of Black Ops, and then we get one Skyrim.
Yeah.
In the alternate reality where the Skyrim model is more popular, you would get one Black Ops, one Skyrim, and 100 shitty knockoffs of Skyrim. So I don't know that you can really say that we're losing out terribly on this
Right.
proposition.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing that when you see a game like this, where it's like so tightly controlled, you can't go through a door until an NPC comes along and opens the door for you.
Yes, that's about to happen.
It's like-
That's about to happen to
Yeah.
Chris in a second.
And it's like, no, you can't open the
Not
door.
that door.
The person running the game, the person who designed this game tells you when you go through the door. They tell you what weapon to use. Oh, now it's time to throw grenades. Oh, put the grenades away. We're done with that now. We're shooting now. No, not that gun. We're doing the sniper rifle. No, now get in the vehicle. Now get back out of the vehicle. And it's on such a tight leash that there's almost never much of a choice as to how you approach things. And a lot of this is, when we complain about games like this, we're saying this game could still be just as popular and the fans would love it just as much or possibly more if they just gave you a little bit more slack on that leash.
Here's what the game
I think
feels like
something
at
we
its
haven't
worst.
quite touched on, though. Go ahead, Red Sky.
Okay, so I played I played Modern Warfare. I played like a little bit of Black Ops. Actually, I have a Wii, but we won't go too much into that. And I enjoyed the game somewhat, and I even enjoyed Call of Duty, you know, a reasonable amount. Here's what kind of breaks down for me: is, you know, I like a lot of the sort of spectacle moments, like where you jump to the helicopter and Price Cat is who pulls you on at the end of the first mission of Modern Warfare. You know, or, you know, the like little scripted moments where you watch your character do something cool. It just becomes jarring when you realize, wow, every time it's time to do something cool, the animator controls my character for me, and every time it's time to do the thing where I run around and shoot a gun and hide behind a wall and shoot a gun, that's me. In fact, that's the only thing I do. Every time anything else, literally anything besides murder, has to happen. Even opening a door, I have to wait for someone else to do it for me.
Because you would just screw it up if we left the door opening and button pushing to you, the player. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know how to have fun.
I think it's more that the game designer doesn't see the need to have, like, doesn't see the need for a player to open the door. It's like, why do they need to open the door? We got an NPC to do it for them, you know? It's like the old sort of cliche of the rich parent who has a servant to tie his son's shoes for him.
Yeah.
And the son's like, but father, I want to tie my own shoes. And the father's like,
son.
We can hire a peasant to do it for you.
And again, going back to the people coming out of the 90s, or the people who didn't come out of the 90s, they're not missing that. They don't know what that's like to be able to run through Max Payne and have every little object in the world have a little bit of interactivity. They're not missing it because they never played those games. And so for them, this is just how games work. And for those of us that did play those games, we really are missing it. And this feels kind of smothering.
I don't think I would ascribe like a sort of developer maliciousness to it, because there's another thing about these games is that they're very easy to pick up and play, because there's never ever any situation that you'll get into in these games, and it's very intentionally set up this way, where you'll go, where am I supposed to go now? What am I supposed to do? Because the game tells you. You know, and this was a, you know, it might be hard to remember for some people now, but, you know, back like 15, 20 years ago, this was a pretty big problem with video games, where you could get into unwinnable situations, or you could get into situations where you had no idea what you were supposed to be doing. I mean, hell, the whole adventure game genre pretty much died because it failed to do what these games do.
Yeah, and it's really easy to even get romantic about that. Like, man, I remember the back in the days where I didn't even know what I was supposed to do. Those were the days. No, those weren't the days. I play a lot of old games.
I couldn't play the game at all.
I often get to point, like, sometimes not often, but like I will occasionally get to a point where I don't know what I have to do, and I run around a level for 20 minutes. It's not fun. It's not cool. It's not empowering. It's frustrating and boring and stupid, and it wastes your time. So that's
especially
still a
if there are
problem.
gangplanks involved.
And if you can't do the, like, take the high road of just having a game that's really super cool and intuitive, like, to be honest, pretty much any Valve game. Sorry, I have to go with Valve there. They're just the go-to example I have on the top of my mind. If I think of anybody later, I'll bring them up, but they come to mind. Then you probably should just take this model.
So we're about to reach a bunch of stuff that kind of is referenced in Spec Ops very intentionally.
Chris and I have just played through Spec Ops, and we can't stop talking about it, which is annoying to Josh and Rutscorn, since they haven't played it yet and they don't want it spoiled for them.
We got you loud and clear.
It's just been sort of wink wink nudge nudge all over the Ventrilo for the past 20 minutes with them playing footsie on the table. Oh, and then that part in Spec Ops. Oh, yeah! Man, I cried for 6 hours
Hey, Seamus,
straight.
can you tell what this is referencing? Huh?
This look familiar to you? Your
Are you
wife,
flipping off the computer?
Is she a photographer? Is she a candy photographer?
Flipping you off? Can you hear how hard I'm giving you the finger?
I think another thing we haven't quite touched on, though, is that these games, I don't want to say they're easy to make, but they have a very well-established model. It's not hard to look at this game and see what makes it tick and just kind of copy it and do that.
Yes, because it's literally a flowchart of zone to zone.
And
makes them hard
the less interactivity the player has with it, the less chance there are of serious bugs or weird things happening. I mean, I think with your example of, well, what if Skyrim was way more popular than this game, and we had 100 Skyrim knockoffs. Well, I think the major problem with that would be is that Skyrim is a huge open world, and this isn't. And making a huge open world requires a massive investment of time and energy into making it work. Or you get something like New Vegas at times, where everything just broke all at once.
Well, I mean, shooters have always filled that niche, even back like in the Duke Nukem era. Like they're you know how there's a bunch of like sort of not very good warfare shooters that follow this model? Well, there were a lot of not very good shooters that followed every shooter model, and if you don't think there were, look up a YouTube user called Marthinus Blackimus, who did a series on like obscure PC games, and he just played a million shooters like Vietnam, Black Ops, and Secret Service Man.
I remember the Vietnam craze. It was very brief. It wasn't like the World War II craze, which lasted like 8 years. But yeah,
wasn't that just like the one Medal of Honor game?
No, the thing is, the game I'm talking about came out in the World War II shooter era.
Yeah.
Now, are you talking about?
It looked like Max Payne 1. No. It looked like it was a single-player game where your character had like health kits and ran around with an M16 firing from the hip and like killed hundreds of enemies every level. It looked nothing like a warfare shooter. My point is, there's always going to be knockoffs of whatever the major shooter is, whether or not it follows so strict a formula as this, whether or not it's so like sort of straightforward.
Firing through a building like this, very, very much borrowed in Spec Ops 1. Although I give Spec Ops credit, I think this sequence was a little clearer. It's a little more visual. Oh yeah, game developers, I just want to do a little FYI for you guys. Just in case this comes up in the course of your life. Most people die in helicopter crashes. They don't just fall out of the helicopter and then have to get a new ride. They often die. They often die so much we don't know that they died. We can't find enough of them to say, yes, this person is
Roger,
dead.
01. The skies are clear. Good luck. Out.
Oh man, I got super drunk and got hit by a mortar and crashed my dad's helicopter. He's gonna be so pissed.
Yeah, in a video game, the downside of your helicopter crashing is you have to walk.
In position. STV, Team 4, this is Metal 01. Radio checking the blind, over. Roger, 01, we have you 5x5.
Why does anyone even fucking get into helicopters anymore?
Minute out. Copy
It's
that.
like not worth it. We're only going to be in it for 30 seconds. Why bother?
Almost through.
The exception is Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter or whatever. Like, I seem to recall you get into a helicopter at the end of like every mission and land a helicopter at the beginning of every mission. And I got pissed at that game and stopped playing it at some point, but I don't remember the copter ever crashing.
Okay. Counterpoint. Any Battlefield game ever.
That was, oh man, that person got in the helicopter before me. Let me pull out my RPG and blow it up so no one can have it.
So the Russians have flooded the Lincoln Tunnel, or whatever tunnel it is in New York that has people in it.
Fantastic. Why?
Yeah, why'd they do that?
Because, okay, so here's the story basically, as I understand it, having only played Modern Warfare 1 and 3. Modern Warfare 1, the evil Russian super mafia of secrecy gets its hands on nuclear war, basically uses the Middle East Arab state that shall not be named as a front, and after that, some stuff happens, and we have a guy pretend to be a terrorist, and you have the No Russian scene from the opening of Modern Warfare 2. No Russian makes everyone hate Americans because they find out it was an American involved in No Russian, and then you have World War III when really it's extremist Russians that are doing everything bad, making the regular Russians go to war with America, when really we have to uncover the evil, regular, extremist Russians to make the normal Russians go away from us, and I'm about to die.
I heard there was also something where Price launches nukes at America to stop the Russians or something.
Did you just cruise right into that chain?
The controls are not as good as they look.
Okay. I'll buy
Okay,
that.
they don't look good at all, so...
Watch your sonar. Russians are laying mines.
The control's about as good as an underwater fan thing would control, so...
So
I gotta
basically it's
say-
like a Sonic game.
Ooh.
Dun 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 dun.
Actually, it would be awesome if they had the Sonic You're Underwater music start playing, like you're about to run out of breath.
Got another mine. Clear.
So wait, so they flood the Lincoln Tunnel. Does that mean... Are they trying to destroy America or conquer it? What's going on?
Oscar 2.
What actually is their plan?
Vengeance?
Vengeance.
Vengeance.
I believe it's vengeance.
That's fucking stupid.